Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the brand new media show today. Today, we're going to do part 2 with Professor Robert Tom. He's the retired professor at Southwest Community College. And if you want to know everything about him, go look at part 1 of this cycle here. So, Professor Tom, welcome to the show. And if you want to give a quick review of part 1, you can. Welcome, Professor.
Okay, thank you, Brenda. I'm still working at Southwest, so if they want to come see me and take courses, I'm still there.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought you had retired. I'm
No,
sorry.
no, I'm 74, but I'm thinking to work till I'm 80 maybe.
Okay.
And this yoga is what's keeping me young, is to do yoga. Keeps me strong, flexible, with the stretching and the strength exercises. And one thing I'm working on now is balance. So those are in part 1, we talked about the benefits of what yoga would be doing. And number 1 is, can it maintain your health at older ages? And
Okay.
I was just looking on the internet today, and there was a yogi. It was a woman, and she's going to be 76 in October.
Okay.
And she's been practicing yoga for 40 years. And so that tells you the longevity that it does. So, but in part 1, just to get to it, is that initially I just said, what would you do in a yoga class? And that's basically what you would be expecting. What do you expect in a yoga class? And usually, let me break this up, is when there's kind of like well, most people, they do it like a bell-shaped curve. In the beginning, you're trying to get your muscles and relax your body to get into the yoga exercises. And the first thing is just to breathe and see. If you're hurrying to get to yoga class, you're probably nervous and you're anxious because you're late. And sometimes I've done that, is come in very late. And what they initially do is, there's 4 parts to it. The first part is just to get used to the breathing. And then the second part is just initial stretching to build up to the more strenuous exercises. So then it gets to the strenuous exercise to a peak pose. And then once you reach your peak pose, you start finding poses that would be relaxing to counter the poses that you did earlier. So if you have yoga poses that are bending and standing, you would want to have exercises that is going to reverse those exercises. And then at the last, they have the rest pose, where you would try to rest from all the exercise and stretching that you did before. So if you look at it as maybe a 4-part type break. So it's breathing, taking the breath.
Okay.
And then the second part is to initialize your body, to just get your body awakened to start the exercise. And then the third part is to go through the vinyasa, or the flow that you're going to be doing. And that's where the stretching and major exercise would be. And then the cool down would be the last part. And that's kind of the reverse of what you did from the beginning. So it's poses that are opposite what you did in the beginning.
Okay.
All right, so let's go ahead and start what we have done. And I've got let me look at my list here so that I can be on time. And what position that I'm in right now is called a easy sitting position. But I'm sitting on a block here to raise my hips up later. And most people, if they sit, that their muscles here, let me sit in this position here. And you see that some people have their knees up like this because their muscles aren't stretched out very much. And see, if I put my knees together and squeeze, I can actually go and lower my knees here. But the easiest position is put a block below you, and then you can lower it like this and have a triangular position here. And that is the beginning position that you sit into.
So the
That is
easiest will have a block and you sit on the block. Won't that block hurt your butt though?
no. So you put it
Okay.
at the base of the spine, and usually you can get a cork block or either a foam block, which is
Okay.
soft. And the blocks are an aid for you to make yoga easier.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So I would say don't feel like blocks are making you look like a beginner. It is not. It
Okay.
helps make the pose more accessible for even seasoned people who are practicing. I mean, you
Okay.
never know, because yoga flows like this is sometimes your body is never at the same condition every time you go to the yoga mat. So you could be tired, you could be anxious. And what it's trying to do is, remember, we said there's three things. It's it's balance, and balance is also the balance of the body, balance of the mind, balance of the breath. So you're
Okay.
trying to make everything equalize so that you can, and so you can see how this would be is that you can have a balance in your life. Wilma, turn the TV off. Sorry,
That's okay. That's okay.
you're gonna have
Everything
to
is
edit
good.
this off here. Hit
That's
the
okay,
red.
Professor. Professor, I don't even think we can hear it. That's okay.
Oh, you can't?
I
Okay.
don't think we can hear it.
All right. All right. So the idea of balance here is to do mind, body, and spirit. And this is supposed to carry out beyond the yoga mat. So when you ever have anxieties and things or stress,
Okay.
you can go back to the position that you're here, the calmness to meet all the conditions. And this is what yoga is doing, is trying to balance your life so that you can have longevity. Because how do you deal with stress? Stress affects your body health-wise sometimes. So,
That's right.
the key thing that they're looking at is breathing, the breath. And that's why
Okay.
we started beginning is the breath. And let's start with it. And I'll start the flow here. Is that you breathe through your nose first. See, we're in the Memphis, Tennessee, where we have so many things that keep us from breathing well, because we're
Right.
all clogged up sinuses or whatever, but we still have to breathe. So the thing is to take a breath, and there's a three-part breath here.
Okay.
You suck in through your nose, you're going to suck to your chest, and then you're going to breathe in to the stomach area here, and then the what they call the perineum is the so. So you got three breaths here, and that's suck, and then you breathe out through your mouth. So let's do that again.
Okay.
Suck into your nose, breathe into the upper chest, and then push your stomach in upward to take the more. So you're trying to breathe with the full breath and not with a short breath. You're trying to use the entirety of your lungs, and then you pull with your perineum,
Diaphragm.
and then you do that 3 times and let it out with your breath with an audible sound. They say you want the exhaust out in your lungs, and then take a deep breath, suck in your upper stomach, and then tuck kind of your hip to take the last breath. And then they ask you to take the next breath, and this breath is going to be blowing out of your nose.
Okay.
And this is breath is the heating breath. Is that when you breathe through your nose and breathe out of your nose, it heats the body up with the warm breath.
Okay.
So that's the breath that you want to maintain through your practice as much as you can, is the breathe in, breathe out through your nose so your body's heated. So let's do 3 of those. Breathe in, up, chest, tuck your tail, tuck your hip. Breathe out through your nose. Okay, so now that you've got that, they do some easy sitting since you're already in this position, and this should be easy for you where it's not straining you.
Okay.
They start doing what they call cat cows, and that's part of the same thing with the 3 breaths sort of thing.
Okay.
Is that do a cat cow. A cat is like this, is when you see how a cat, when they do kind of that position, that's the cow position, and the cat is really when they're kind of scared, they hump their back out.
Okay.
The cow is basically a slump chest this way, but there's 3 parts to it, or actually 4 parts. You're going to start with your head first, leaning back, and then you're going to say your upper thoracic, you're going to push that up to the chest. They say push your chest to the sky, and then you can hit your lower back, the lumbar, and then you're going to push that forward, kind of like bending. And then you're going to do the last part is your hip spine. You're going to lift that up. You see that, feel the 3 parts. And then you're going to do the reverse for the cat. Head first, thoracic, push, lumbar out, and then you're going to push the spine, lower spine out. So then you're going to be coming like this. Then you go back to neutral position. Did you do that, Brenda? See how that was?
I did.
So that was the complete, and you do that 3 times. Let's do it again. And what we're doing is that we're trying to breathe at the same time. So you saw our breath was 3 parts. So we're breathing in, lifting head up, chest up, lumbar in, out like this, and then you're going to tuck your bottom spine. Then you're going to exhale, head down. You can outreach with your hands if you want to, but you don't have to. And then your thoracic in, then your lumbar, the lower pushing out, then your spine pushing out. Okay, so that's 2, and then let's do it again. So what we're doing is that we're loosening the spine. The spine is the major portion of your body, and that's where you're moving to get, because our body, the spine holds our whole body, and what we're doing is we're flexing the spine to separate the vertebrae as we're moving in the upward and curving position. All right, so we're going to do that last one.
Let me let my audience know, go get your mat or get on the floor. You can do it with us. You can join with us. Okay.
Okay. And see, we're just trying to get our, remember, this is the first part where we learn our breathing. We're breathing, but we're doing a little bit of movement with our major spine. Okay. Because we're usually always in one position. The sitting position is usually in front of a computer. We may be slumped like this, right?
Right.
So what we're doing is we're countering that, is to train your body to know where your different parts of your body is so that you can consciously go in that position. So let's do this last time again. I'm in neutral, and then what you're going to do is that you're going to look up, breathe in, chest up, push your upper chest up. Then you're going to push your mid button out this way, and then you're going to push your spine out this way to tuck it. You can stay in this position, and then you can let out. Head down, thoracic out, lumbar out. So that's the cat. Okay, so now that you've got that, you did your whole spine, moving it back and forth to loosen the vertebrae. Now you can do some spinal twists. And usually spinal twist. You put your back hand behind you, and then you're going to put your right hand, you're going to twist this way, and you're going to twist. you see, I'm trying to get my shoulder this way. Breathe in. See, when you're doing the actual exercise, you're going to try to breathe in. And then when you release, you breathe out. Now let's do the right side. Is what they do is they say raise your arm vertically to get your movement of your arm. Raise it up to your ear, and then you're going to put your right arm behind you. And what you're trying to do is grab your knee and twist, and you're using this as a pulling, and you're going to try to push your right shoulder backwards. And at the same time, you're going to kind of look backwards with your head. Take a breath. And then release. Okay, usually they do this thing 3 times for each one to relax you. So it's kind of like when you do reps, this is one thing. All right, and then we can vary this is to do raising 2 arms up. And then you're going to put your back arms, your left arm behind you, and then put your right hand on your left knee, and you're going to breathe in and twist. And turn your head backwards if you can. And then release.
Well, that makes the neck feel so good.
Okay. And we'll do the right side. Hands up. And notice when you're raising your hands up, your arms, some people cannot go vertically very well. See how my hands are kind of straight? This is how some people can't. This is as far as they go. But how far can you go upwards? I mean, women can do a little bit. So you can touch your ears somewhat like this and touch your hands. Can you touch your hands?
Yes.
Okay. Well, see, women are more flexible than men. So it's going to be hard because they work on weights and shoulders and they bind themselves. All right. Once you go up that, I'm going to put my right hand behind me and my left hand on my knee. And then I'm going to pull forward using my right arm to pull my shoulder back. And then I'm going to use my left arm to pull the shoulder forward. So you're kind of twisting. You see how I'm swiveling?
Yes.
And then I turn my head. Now you can do this in your chair too if you're working on a computer to is twist. All right, you see how we've gone just to do from that beginning. We started our beginning exercises, breathing, and then some spinal twists, and then we go to what they call tabletop.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go into a knee position like this. Can you still see me here?
I can see you.
All right, and you're gonna be on basically a knee, the 2 arms up, and you're gonna straighten your arms and try to spread your hands out with spread fingers. And my toes are gonna be, top of my foot is gonna be on the ground, and I'm gonna be somewhat equal distance. And what I'm trying to do is get a straight back, and that's neutral position. See, sometimes, here's neutral position. My hand is, if I feel a little more pressure if I try to have my palms down. But if I'm doing like this, I can have more of a straight back. See, the straight back is what you're trying to do a lot of your exercises. You don't want to have a curved back. You just want to have a neutral position where your back is it's training your back to be in a good position and a straight back. All right, so we're going to do that cat-cow in a kind of an inclined position. So what we're going to do is that we're going to do the cat again. So I'm going to use lower my head.
Professor, hold it right there for just a moment, okay?
Okay.
Hold it right there for just a moment. Let's see.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see.
Are you taking a picture? Something?
Let's go with it.
All right. Now that you're in this tabletop, you're going to lower your head. And then remember we said the 4-part chest. You're going to lift your thoracic up, which would be around your back shoulders. And then you're going to lift your lumbar. And then you're going to tuck your tail. That's the cat. Take a breath.
Okay.
So right now my breath is, I'm stopped up, so I'm using my mouth. Now I'm going to do the cow is I'm going to lift my head up, put my thoracic up, my lumbar down, see my lower back down, and then I'm going to lift my tailbone up. So you're like a curve here. So, all right, and then back to neutral. Then I'm going to do the cat again. Head down, thoracic up, lumbar up, tail tuck. Take a breath. Then lift head up, thoracic down, lumbar down, tail up. Okay. Now do the cow, which is head down, thoracic up, lumbar up, tail tuck.
Okay.
Cat, head up, thoracic, lumbar, tail up. Okay, so now that you've got that, you repeated this 4-part spinal thing to know where your spine is and how to move your spine. So you're conscious of how that would work. All right, so now from this position, I'm gonna start do standing exercises. I'm going to lift my foot forward like this. And this, can you still see me or am I lost?
I can see you.
All right. This is called a low lunge. And what
Okay.
this is doing is stretching your thigh here and also stretching the hamstring here. And then you're going to raise your arms up. And you're going to look up and then you're going to tilt your head back and you're going to show your chest to the sky. Now, if that's too hard, you can do a 1-arm version of it like this. All right. And then we're going to go forward. And this is a hamstring stretch. Is the low lunge to a hamstring stretch. Okay, so we're going into the higher flow now, and then I'm going to let go and lift up, and I'm going to lift up to my back foot, and I'm going to do a stretch like this. Now you can use your hands to do this, and what I'm doing is I'm stretching that leg that was above. And then I'm lifting back up again.
Okay.
And then I'm going to put my left hand down and I'm going to do a twist. All right, you're going to keep this leg in and then twist. So you're trying to do that. Remember all the things we're doing, we're twisting. Now we're adding our legs into the exercise. All right.
Professor, we have around about four minutes.
All right. Okay, now you would do this in the other side. Let me just go ahead and do the last section here. Is I'm going to go into a plank position and I'm going to shift forward and lower down in a 90 degrees. Up dog. Down dog.
Okay.
Okay, this is a good starting position, it's down dog. And then you go back to the position again, and I'm going to go faster. Low lunge. Stretch. And then I'm going to do my little crouch.
Wow.
And then do my stretch,
Wow.
plank position, forward. So I'm going to rotate, up dog, down dog. When you're breathing in the rest, you usually take 4 or 5 breaths in down dog. Okay, now that is the vinyasa. Then you do your reverse type positions. And usually when you do reverse, there's some things that you can do. See, I'm out of breath already.
But you're awesome. You're amazing. You're
Okay.
amazing. Professor, next time when we do another show, that I want the audience to participate with us. And
Okay.
I'm going to participate with you too. I'm going to do yoga with
Okay.
you.
All right. So you're doing all the breathing, and see, we went to the 4 part, and the last part is just the rest position. Because you
Okay.
did the hard work, now you can rest. So that was basically see, I usually try to balance it with more of the rest period. But
Okay.
usually you're lying on your back, or you could be in this position in in the last part of the yoga session.
Okay.
And here you're just trying to calm your nerves again, get your breath back, catch your breath, and balance again. See, it's balance. Balance the whole flow where you were breathing, exercising, and then there's a cool down. So now I'm trying to regain my balance.
Your balance back, and where you just
Yeah,
relax
see,
right now.
And the whole point of this is in the moment.
In the moment.
I'm not thinking of anything but what is right now.
Right now, nothing else.
Nothing else. I'm thinking about my breath, how I'm feeling, my breath, and thinking of, you know, peaceful thoughts. And not even thinking of peaceful thoughts. I'm just thinking of just breathing. That's all I'm thinking about.
It's been great, Professor, as
And then
always.
at the end, you know, Brenda, you know, hands together, and they say, the light in me sees the light in you. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you.
So
Thank you,
was
Professor. We're gonna have a part 3 because I just love it, and it's so healthy. It's so healthy for us. And the next time I'm going to participate with you. Okay.
Okay, that's fine. That
You like that? You like that?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we could, you know, vary a little bit, but see, that's a very basic flow. It's not. It can be harder than that, and it depends on how you can make it, because there's a lot more balance. See, I didn't have any balance poses in it, and that's where some other things that you have balancing on one leg and things.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, audience. If you haven't subscribed to Brand New Media, please do, and please share this video. Good night, everyone. Thank you, Professor Tom, as